2. All right, and we're live. It looks like we are on. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today on Monday on another session on our Be Live stream here. Today, I have a special guest. It's Nathan Lucas joining us all the way from Washington State. Hello, Nathan. Congratulations on your latest achievement. You have achieved the rank of L4, which is a leadership rank within our MLSP community. How's it going?
Hey, Danny, what's up? Hey, it's going great. Yeah, Washington State, weather's been awesome out here lately. And yeah, it's been awesome with hitting L4. That's a milestone that, I've been looking forward to. And so yeah, man, it's been good.
Now, you and I met last year at MLSP's annual event, Live the Dream 7 in Austin, Texas. And man, I've been watching you from a distance since, I think we got connected that very same day on Facebook. We kind of traded Facebook accounts there. And I've been watching you at a distance, develop into this leader, doing your live broadcasts and your YouTube videos. And today I got to find out that you ranked on MLSP as an L4. So man, I just hit you up and I was like, hey, let's connect. So thank you for joining me with short notice. I'm here in Jacksonville, Florida. So we're in like opposite corners of the US. So very cool, man. So tell us a little bit more about your journey. What did you used to do before? What was your journey finding MLSP, and how has it helped you in generating more leads, more traffic to your offers, etc.?
Yeah, sure. First, before I get into that, I just love technology. I think it's so great that we can just hop on and connect like this. Yeah, I just appreciate it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go into my story a little bit before I found MLSP. And really, my story goes back since, I was in high school is when I first was exposed to a network marketing company, right?
Yeah.
And, a lot of companies in their marketing, they make it seem amazing, right? And that's because it is absolutely amazing, because what I love about this industry is that it provides an opportunity for people to create something in their life that otherwise it would never be there. It doesn't exist. And you can see there are success stories of real people creating real success that otherwise they wouldn't have had that opportunity. So that's why I love this industry. And when I was first exposed to it, I saw that opportunity of being able to create success, right? And I was a high school student. I had no clue what I was going to do after high school at this time. And I didn't really care, but when I first was exposed to this, my wheels started turning, and there was a couple of different companies that I got involved with. The first one was being an air purifier product. And so I think I came across that online around the same time YouTube was really launching.
Yeah.
And so I first got involved with this, and I even set it up at my work when I was in high school. I had a part-time job at a tire shop, which later after I graduated, I worked at a tire shop full-time. And I set my product up there. I was showing people, I was prospecting, and I even went online and created a couple YouTube videos. And I actually enrolled one or two people, not into this specific company, but it was the following company that I joined. I was able to enroll people. It was one or two people online, and it was with very minimal work. All right. It was one or two YouTube videos that I created, and I was able to sign someone up.
Wow.
And so that was when YouTube was launching, and it was very powerful, but I didn't see that. I was like, this didn't work. It was only one person signed up or two people. So I ended up quitting. And then really what happened is, I think this happens with a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Whether it's network marketing, affiliate marketing, starting your own brick and mortar business. I think when you start the process and you have an initial vision that you can create something without someone telling you how to do it, you can do it yourself. I think that bug, I know for me anyways, when I got it, it never left me. And from that moment on, even when I was in and out of entrepreneurship and not being involved in it at all, it was still on my radar. I was online looking at opportunities. Yeah. And so it never left. Well, a few years later, I joined another opportunity, and then just with balancing that in my work life, I was in and out of it. But for the last 2 years, it was in 2015, I came across MyLeadSystem Pro. And at the time, I didn't want to spend any money, zero. Mm-hmm. I wanted to go and I told myself this, how long can I go to build a business for free? And at the time, I didn't realize that was the dumbest thing I could have ever done. And for anyone, if you want to build a business, know right up front that the best thing you can do is to come up with an investment that you can put into your business on a monthly basis to help it grow. And so that's really, I was exposed to MyLeadSystem Pro, and I ended up joining 2 years ago. And what I found inside of there, it changed my business immediately, because really this system quickly allows someone to go from amateur beginner status to the next day doing the same thing that six-figure earners do. And that is to start generating leads. And no matter what business you have to generate leads, people who are interested in your business, as part of a business model. And especially if you want to build your business online. So what the system had was done for you, lead capture pages and free value that I could give away as my own. Right. And so once I saw that, I was in. I knew, okay, I can save so much time. I don't have to create this stuff. I can start capturing leads and start building a list online. Yeah. And so in 2015, when I came on board with this, I knew that this system is helping so many people, and I want to be a part of it. I can leverage this system to be a part of this. And so, really that's how I got my start with MyLeadSystem Pro, and it was starting to generate leads. And once I saw that and my phone started pinging, and there was motion in my business, which I had never had before. It got me excited, and I'm still excited to this day, So,
I bet.
Yeah.
And hey, thanks for joining, Ruben, Steve, Jonathan. In recap, for you guys who just joined, MyLeadSystem Pro, when we refer to as MLSP, that's MyLeadSystem Pro. MyLeadSystem Pro is a community of internet marketers, but it's more than that. It's an internet marketing academy, or some might say is the Harvard of internet marketers, right? That's where Nathan and we have invested in our education, right? And it's where we have met a ton of people that have just struggled in their businesses, not only in network marketing, but we see realtors, we see even surgeons, right, that are using the system to create leads, to learn how to leverage Facebook marketing or YouTube marketing. Within the MLSP platform, we have tons and tons of trainings that allows a person, an entrepreneur, like Nathan said, to expose their offers online at the same time as they do the daily grind offline. So I will we will be posting some more information as we publish this video. Thank you, Jordan, for joining. Here's one thing that I've noticed, Nathan, and maybe you can help me out. Within the MLSP platform, there are so many different strategies, and for someone who's just beginning to look at it, it can either do two things: scare the crap out of you and run, because it might seem as, oh man, this is too much information. You know, we got blogging trainings, we got pay-per-click, we have YouTube, we have Twitter, we have, you know, Snapchat marketing. I mean, we have a ton of things, right? And not only that, but within each platform, we have an array of different trainings by different people. And as these platforms evolve, you know, they update the training. So when you look at the back office, the first thing that I did when I looked at the back office was like, wow, what the heck? You know, where do I get started, right? But the platform is really interesting because, thanks, Jonathan, because you know, it tells you step by step where to get started, right? It says there's a start here button, and in every training there's modules, and there's this, and there's how to do this. So for someone who's excited about internet marketing, there's also the other reaction. Just you start, you know, picking up a training, and then all of a sudden you plug in a webinar, and then you see an internet marketer who's just making it happen on another platform, and then you want to learn that. And you know, I ran into that shiny object syndrome that and I was spinning my wheels. So what allowed you, or what was your experience during when you got started, and how did you keep it? Because as far as I understand, your platform of choice is YouTube, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah, YouTube.
So what kept you in track?
So to be completely honest, I've been off track plenty of times. And, you know,
I'm not the only one then.
Exactly. And, you know, I think that is one of the biggest struggles with any entrepreneur who's online. And what I mean by that is what you talked about is first of all, if you have a system like we have, you have a business, and you're looking for different strategies on how you're going to get the word out on that business, you know, there's a lot of different things there, right? You know, I've done that too. I'm marketing here, I'm marketing here, I'm marketing here. But then also, you know, when you do that, you are literally, you're resetting your time clock, and you're starting over every single time you do it. Now, the reason I'll talk about YouTube, first of all, you know, I'm a YouTube guy, so I got to talk about YouTube. I love YouTube. And the reason I chose YouTube to start this off was because YouTube is a search engine. And YouTube, if you get a video that hits, it is there for years, or it can be, right? So knowing that, I kind of went into it like blogging. And that is, blogging is long-term strategy as well, right? So I knew that YouTube could create, you know, leads. It could create an income for me, promoting any business that I want. I just had to be consistent. And so I jumped in this with that strategy in mind, YouTube. And today, it's still my main strategy. Now, you ask me, how did I stay focused? To be completely honest, I didn't stay focused. I went from YouTube to jumping onto Instagram. And then from Instagram, you know, I'm looking at Facebook marketing. And from Facebook marketing, I'm toying around with blogging. And then I'm trying to tie things. And then this takes too much time. And this takes all. And you get sidetracked so easy. Yeah. And I'm ADHD big time. So if I can do this, anyone can do this.
All right.
But you just have to come to that decision and say, all right, you know what? I need to refocus. You have to come up with a system that's going to help you. And everyone knows, you know, their own limits, right? And really over the last couple of years, that's really what I've been doing is I'm finding myself. Where's my limits? Because a lot of times if I let myself, I will get distracted and I won't do a dang thing all day long. I'll just be getting ready to do that thing. if that makes sense. Basically for me, I got to make videos. I got to make videos. But, and I've made a lot of videos, but I could have probably, had I stayed focused on my strategy, I could have probably double or tripled the amount of videos I've made in the last couple of years. And so, yeah, whatever you choose to do, you've just got to focus on that, because we have plenty of, top earners teaching strategies, blogging, like you said, Snapchat, YouTube, Instagram, right? You can build a business on any of these platforms. And if you just stay focused long enough, and this is what I say, I've said this before and I'll say it again, is that no matter what system you're working, right? If you're working a marketing system and you choose to leverage, let's say, Instagram, here's how you make it work for you, is you have to work the system long enough for the system to work for you. And the problem that people mostly come across is they'll work the system for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, in my case, 6 months before it starts working for me in the way that I wanted the results to get. So for anybody who's looking to build their business using the power of the internet, which everyone should be, just know that whatever strategy you use, whatever way that you're going to get your business out there, if it's a free method, and by free, I mean, you can do paid ads and paid things like that where it's instant, you can scale your business up. But on the free method where you're putting in work, free works, free methods work, and you can get results, but you have to work the system long enough for it to work for you.
Got it. Yeah, a lot of people get impatient and they want immediate results. They think that at a click of a button, they're going to get all these leads and all these people, willing to buy, and without building a relationship with your leads. And thank you for joining, Christopher, and Charles Thompson. Thank you for joining. John Bellino, thanks for joining. And there was someone else I didn't say hi to just now. Well, this is really important, guys, because there's some people here in network marketing, and it's actually also a real estate professional here. So this system works for any internet market, I should say network marketing company, right? So it's a generic system. It doesn't compete with the policies and regulations of any other network marketing company because it's not a business, right? It's they within the system, they have an affiliate program, right? But it's not an MLM. It doesn't conflict with any of the rules that some of these network marketing companies have, where you can't, build two businesses or two opportunities at the same time. And when it comes to realtors, they also can leverage, the training that they have here on MLSP in order for realtors to grow their audience and drive more traffic to their listings and drive more traffic to their brand. And it goes hand in hand, or maybe you're a realtor in company X, but something happens. Maybe you move, from state to state, and maybe you need to, you're no longer with company X. Now you're with company Y, and what happens? Now if you branded yourself with company X, now you have to, brand yourself rather, right? Yeah. So it's a system that teaches you how to brand yourself before you're branding and promoting the actual company, because that's, I'm sad to say that a lot of network marketing companies know little about marketing and about what's really working nowadays. I happen to join one that's ran by a well-known internet marketer, celebrity, I should say. Shout outs to Jonathan Budd. So he knows, when I first looked at this company, I knew that he knew that I know that he knows. so it was awesome. Crystal, guys, if you have any questions right now, you feel free to type them, and we'll do the best to answer them now or at the end of this broadcast. Christopher Valencia, he says, "That's right, sir. Been working 2 years on building my business, and now I'm starting to see it grow." Congratulations, Christopher. I know you're here in Jacksonville. I'd love to talk to you, and maybe we can collaborate on something. Maybe I can help you grow your audience. Moving on. So today and every Monday we have a MLSP orientation. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I think 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock. So every Monday we have an orientation that's free to join. You don't have to be an MLSP affiliate, and so you can take a look at the actual platform as one of our leaders explains and dissects within a half an hour, 45-minute webinar what exactly the platform does. So we're going to be posting the link as well here. Quick thing before we talk a little bit about Live the Dream 8, which is taking place again in Austin, Texas, and in a couple of weeks, in less than a month, actually, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. So before we get to there, I was watching one of your live streams earlier today, and you spoke about something that hit a button. You spoke about mindset. You spoke about writing a vision. You spoke about some of the things that I covered on a recent blog post that I published titled "Mindset Over Strategy." Why don't you share a little bit about that, how that works for you, and the rituals that you have on a daily basis in order to attract, in order to put yourself in the state of mind to do the things that we might not want to do?
Yeah, sure. So really, no matter what you're doing, what your goals are, what your dreams are, what you aspire to do, if you're going to build something online, offline, it doesn't matter. Just know that everyone is going to come up against resistance, right? And right now I'm reading the book, The War of Art. I highly recommend it. I'm not even through it all yet, but it's an amazing book. But you're going to come up against that resistance. And to combat that and overcome it, you have to start with your core. And the core is a belief, right? You have to be able to believe in what you're doing and believe that it can happen for you. And honestly, that's when that changed in my mind and I actually started believing what I was doing would work, that I could create the life that I want, and I believed it, that's when things really started to shift for me. And here's why. A lot of people say, okay, mindset, a lot of people understand the value of mindset and they know how it changes your life, but then you have a group of people who might not really understand it.
Yeah.
And I want to express why you have to work on your mindset, why you have to have such a belief in what you're doing. And, it's not just having the belief and that's it. Oh, I believe, mm-hmm. Good to go. The reason why you have to have that firm belief in what you're doing and you believe it's going to happen for you is because when you actually, to your core, believe that it will happen and what you're doing will work for you, that is the road you're supposed to be on, you subconsciously and actively start taking action that is congruent with that belief. And so that's really what happened to me, was that, I had a vision of where I wanted to go. And when you have that belief, you also need to have a vision, and you need to be very clear on your vision. Where do I want to go? What do I want my life to look like? And you have to get really clear on that. And this is something that I do. I practice it every day, and you don't have to close your eyes. You can keep them open, whatever, but you need to focus on your vision, on what you want to accomplish. What is the reason, the why of why you're doing what you're doing. And so for me, I want freedom. I want freedom, not for me, but for the things that I can do with that freedom. Mm-hmm. I can spend more time with my wife. When we do have children, I can be there for everything that they're going to go through in life. Dad won't have to be away. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. I can impact more lives in a positive way. you need to be very clear on it. And so I think about my vision, right? And so you guys do the same for you and where you want to go. But you think on this vision and you feel it. See, I've already felt things in my life. The feeling I'm going to have, I feel them now, because we all have the ability to do this. So many people think, oh, you have to wait until your bank account has $1 million until you can create the feeling. No, you can feel what that would feel like now. You can create that feeling. You just focus on that energy. Focus on, the feeling, the vision that you're going to have of time freedom, of financial freedom, location freedom. You can feel all of these different things. And I know Joe Dispenza talks more in depth and probably more accurately on this stuff. He will outlive the dream.
Yeah.
So it was these types of things that really made my solid belief, it was firm. And then I started taking action. So the importance of this is that you will start to take action subconsciously. You won't even have to actively do it. Now, yes, you have to condition your mind to start taking the action. But when you start believing in such a firm way, subconsciously, you will start doing what's required of you to create success in your life, in your business, in your relationships, or whatever you focus on. Like Tony Robbins says, he says, where you focus, energy flows. Do you know that quote? Where focus goes, energy flows.
Yes.
And so what you focus on, you're giving your energy to. So why would we not focus on the life that we want to create every day? So, that's really the strategy behind how I grow my mindset. And then I'll also, of course, continue to grow, continue to commit to growing yourself. Because if you stop growing, if you stop taking things in, then you're not going to be able to pour out. So yeah, that's behind mindset. It's a powerful thing, man. You can change your life with a decision to commit to this stuff. You commit to it, and you're not going to, I'm learning every single day. I don't know half of what I need to know, but I know that I don't know. There's another one it says, do you know the difference between a smart person and a dumb person? And a dumb person thinks he knows everything. A smart person knows how dumb he is.
I think I heard that from John C. Maxwell recent on an audio. Thank you, Christoph, for joining. Susan and Miguel. Christopher Valencia says, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I never settle on a level. I go for more. A lot of people that reach a level and they stay there because they're comfortable on that level. My vision has always been bigger and better. And I totally agree with you, Christopher. I know you and your brother are running multiple businesses. I know these guys personally. So yes, the vision never stays the same. I mean, the vision is evolving. I see myself when I write my vision. There are things that I forget, that I constantly I'm adding to the vision, or I think, this vision is too small. Let me think bigger, right? And so yeah, the vision is constantly evolving. The vision we have now today, maybe 3 years from now, is much bigger. It needs to be, otherwise we're not growing, right? So we need to get to step by step and just continue to expand our horizon. So this is exactly what. And here's the thing, guys. MLSP not only teaches strategies and tools and systems, they also teach something that a lot of other companies and a lot of other systems don't teach, which is mindset, meditation, the importance of writing your vision daily, and all these rituals that successful people do that some of the broke people are not willing to do. So this is why I love it. I live the dream. We're going to see for the second time, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Now, when I met the guy from stage, I got to to understand a few things. I mean, he spoke about he broke it down like no other person has been able to break it down, at least in my personal experience, on how attraction marketing, or not attraction marketing, the law of attraction really works, right? And how we are surrounded by energy, and how every thought that takes place in our brain is actually vibrating a frequency, and the universe responds with a frequency that's aligned with what you're thinking. So if you're thinking negative, you're attracting negativity, right? And all these things. So I Live the Dream 8. In a few weeks, we're gonna get exposed to this kind of concepts again.
Yes.
And let's talk about Live the Dream 8 just to wrap it up here for everyone. What was your first Live the Dream experience? Was that last year, or were you before that?
Last year was my first Live the Dream.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
it was my first as well. It was awesome to meet people like you, like our friend Jonathan, who came from Alaska, right? Yeah. There were people who came from Kenya, right? I met people from Africa. I mean, this was crazy. I got to meet people from the UK, right? But I also got to meet people who I idolize, for lack of better words, like Ray Higdon. I got to actually know the founders' hearts, right? Now, there weren't just people on the internet, talking about success and mindset and all that jazz, but I got to meet Brian Finale, I got to meet Jim Finale, I got to meet Norbert, and I got to just feed from their energy. Here's one thing: a lot of people don't go to these events because they have their own limiting beliefs about going to these events. But there's something about these events that take place where that you can't get from a webinar, that you cannot get from a conference call, and that's the energy and the success stories that are shared. But this is one thing that a lot of people don't see, which is the struggle. We got to learn about the struggle that all these internet celebrities went through, and obviously their success. But there were people who went through bankruptcy. There were people who went through foreclosure. There were people who slept in cars. There were people who I met people who made the effort to make it to this event, who didn't have a place to stay, who stayed a few days in the lobby of the hotel, or at least for the first night, because they didn't have, I don't know, something happened. So it was amazing to see, people just coming from all over the world, with a common goal. And is what Nathan shared, and it's not only the money, but it's the freedom that's possible, the freedom of time, the freedom of location, where you can actually work from anywhere in the world and continue to serve an audience who is hungry for what you have to serve. Isn't that right?
Yeah. It will get you dreaming again.
Yeah.
And when we're kids, we dream all the time. Oh, I'm going to go fly. We have crazy thoughts that we're going to take over the world. Yeah. And, as we get older and, we're more under the influence of our circumstances, we don't dream anymore.
Yeah.
And even what this event is called is Live the Dream.
Yeah.
So when you come back to that and you start dreaming again, figure out what your dream is, and you see real people in real time right now who are living their dream. Yeah. And it's real. It's a real thing, and anybody can do it. Anybody can do it, but not everybody dreams anymore, And so when you get in a room with a bunch of dreamers, it's powerful. It's powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it. I was starstruck. Last year.
Oh, me too, man. I was following, the people that I admire like a puppy dog. I was interviewing Ray Higdon and our friend from Israel, Vitali, you know, and Justice Egan, and all these guys, man, with, you know, they have a story of just hardship after hardship after hardship, maybe finding something that makes sense and struggling within their opportunities, struggling with their business, and then finding how they can leverage the internet to broaden their audience and to actually serve people while they sleep, or even while they grind it on the you know, offline. Because that's one thing, a lot of people think that we're just here behind the keyboard, but we're not engaging on the daily business building activities that is necessary to build any type of business. Isn't that right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think, you know, everyone is going to have that resistance that we talked about that a little bit. There's going to be resistance. There's going to be struggle. There's going to be things you have to overcome. And that's why it's so important to have a vision, to have a why. Why are you doing this? Because if you quit now, and really, you know, a lot of people will say, quitting's not an option. And the way that I think about it, that's wrong. Quitting is always an option. It's always an option. You can always quit, but is that what you want to do? And the answer to that 99% of the time is no, because quitting will result in either being right where you're at now or going backwards. And, you know, that's not what people want. People want to pursue their dream. It gives them something to look forward to, but that's why you have to stay focused on, okay, this is tough. This hurts right now, but I have to push through this and I'll be better for it because it's going to allow me to do X. You know, allow me to get to my vision, you know, and that's why it's so powerful if you have to write it down. If you have to write it down every day, if you have to say it out loud, right, to create that feeling of what you want, you have to do that. And so it's important to have that vision.
Absolutely. And, you know, our friend here, Christopher, he just shared something that thank you for sharing, first of all. Let me make sure that people see this. Christopher Valencia, he says, I came from cleaning shoes and now I own multiple businesses. The main key is to stay on your hustle, but stay humble. You know what, Christopher, you nailed it right there. You know, I thank you for sharing, first of all, because, you know, a lot of people are not willing to share the struggle. You know, a lot of people, especially right now with social media, you know, we want to be all flashy. We want to, you know, take the selfies. We want to only share, you know, the good things, but not everyone is willing to share the hardship. And that's when you connect with people, because that's when you make yourself relatable with people, because it's not always rainbows and you know, and good times out here. You know, there are struggles. You know, you shared how you started, you know, working at a tire shop, but you had your mind, you know, thinking about what's possible, right? Oh, yeah. You know, I also worked at a tire shop, as a matter of fact, right? I did a lot of odd jobs that a lot of people might not know, you know, and you know, we are right now in an era where, you know, we don't know what's real. We don't know what news channel is real. We don't know if, you know, that guy is really driving that car. But when you shared realness with people, right? When you shared how, you know, you had to go in debt, you know, to go to this event, or when you had to, you know, take on a loan to, you know, to pay your rent, or when, you know, my wife and I, we went some months, you know, years ago without hot water because we couldn't pay that bill, you know. And sometimes we are not willing to share those things, but those are the things that will connect, you know, heart to heart with people. And that's important. So thank you for sharing that, Christopher. Really appreciate all of you. Bobby Smith, thank you for joining. We were talking about MLSP and how MLSP is allowing network marketers of all companies just grow their audience online, generate leads and traffic through their offers. And that's where we end this conversation. Nathan, is there anything else that you wanted to share? What is your YouTube channel there, so I can plug it here?
Yeah, so I just changed it today. So I would recommend just searching my name, Nathan Lucas. But I just changed the name of my channel to Freedom Influencer. I don't know if it's going to come up under that yet, so I would just search my name.
Okay, and feel free after this broadcast is over, just plug in your link so people can find you. And if you guys feel that Nathan has value to give and he can steer you the right direction, feel free to contact him directly on Facebook or on YouTube. And same thing with me. So thank you so much, Nathan, for spending some time with us. Congratulations again on reaching L4 on MLSP. And I'll see you at Live the Dream 8 in Austin, Texas in a couple of weeks.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for joining. Take care now.